Hi, I'm Amanda Lee from Sugar Cake School, and welcome to this tutorial where I'll be showing you how to make these super easy chocolate fans. They are two-tone with an ombre effect and the perfect addition to any cake that you want to decorate. If you also want to learn how to make these gorgeous isomalt pulled sugar decorations, I'll be releasing that tutorial really soon, so I'll include the link down below for you as well. If you also want to learn how to get a super smooth finish on your buttercream cakes, I'll include the link for that down below. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and to leave me any comments after watching this tutorial. Let's dive on in. So let's start making our chocolate waves, our chocolate decorations to decorate our cake. So I'm using compound chocolate over here. These are white chocolate buttons, and I'm just gonna melt this down. Now I have a full tutorial on how to melt chocolate, different ways to melt chocolate, and so you can find the link for that down below in my description box. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna melt this down and then we're going to color it and then we're going to make our chocolate decorations. Now I'm using compound chocolate because this is the quickest method for making these decorations. You can use couverture chocolate. Now couverture chocolate requires tempering, so you can absolutely do that. Just remember to temper your chocolate if it has cocoa butter, which is what makes it couverture chocolate. Compound chocolate just needs to be melted down, so it's way quicker. So now that we've melted down our white chocolate, you can see here there are no lumps, it's perfectly smooth. I'm going to start coloring both my melted chocolate balls here. And so I want to do two-tone decorations, and so I'm going to color them with oil-based colors. And so oil-based colors are really the best colors to be coloring your chocolate with. You can use edible gel colors. However, edible gel colors does have more liquid, more water in them, and so whilst they are very concentrated, they do still impart that liquid into the chocolate, and chocolate is obviously fat-based, and so it could cause some splitting to happen. So you'll notice that the chocolate will look very speckly, or it may actually thicken and not be as beautifully silky smooth as you see it right now. And so oil-based colors or even powdered food colors work well. So I'm going to go in with some purple here. And always with your colors, add less than you need, because you can always add more color in, but it's really hard to take color out. So I'm just going to give this a good shake just to make sure that all of the pigments are well mixed together before adding it to my chocolate. And I'm going to go ahead and mix these two batches of melted chocolate. And I'm going to keep adding color until it reaches the tones that I'm happy with. So I'm going to go for a beautiful peach here. Now I'm using the coral color, but I'm only going to add a little bit of it so that it has this beautiful pastel hue. So this is what it's looking like right now for this color. And so that's my purple. Very happy with that. And so my chocolate is colored, and now we're ready to start making our decorations. So now that we have our melted and colored chocolate, we're going to go ahead and apply them and make our decorations. So I'm going to go with the purple at the bottom. So I'm just going to start by putting a little dollop of that there. Then my peach goes on top. You want to work quite quickly, because otherwise the chocolate's going to start setting, especially if your room temperature is quite cool. I've got my offset spatula here. Using a tiny one, you just want to palette knife this backwards and forwards. And if you just move it around, you can actually create more blur and more gradient in between the color. Once I finish that, you just want to give it a quick little tap just to get it to smooth down. Then I'm going to start pinching the edges to shape the decorations. And then once I'm happy with the shape of it and the number of folds I have, I'm just going to secure it with a peg. So we're just going to let this sit and set just for a couple of minutes. You can put it in the fridge to speeden up the process. And you're going ahead and make a whole bunch of different ones. You can make some large ones, some smaller ones, and you want to let them set completely before we unmold them. So it's really as simple as that. The key is to work quite quickly, get it palette knifed out, and then give it a tap and then set them in the shape that you like. Now, something you want to do as well whilst you're making these decorations is to monitor the setting of your chocolate. You'll notice after a while that the chocolate will start setting around the bowl, and so you will probably need to put this back into the microwave or warm it up over a bain-marie if that's how you melted your chocolate, just to melt this down and get it liquid again. If the chocolate is too cold, then you are going to find some trouble making your decorations. You'll find they'll set too quickly before you can actually create your fans. And so I'm just going to melt this down and stay on top of this temperature. Again, you want to be really careful not to overheat this, otherwise it is going to burn and be completely ruined. So just very light, gentle warming up of the chocolate just to keep it at the right consistency to make your decorations. So now that we've made a whole collection of chocolate decorations and they have been sitting on the bench for a couple of minutes, they're all set now. I can just test them by touching them lightly on the side, and they're not stickier anymore. And so we can go ahead and unmold these. So you just want to be really careful about peeling off that parchment. And there you have it. You have a beautiful chocolate fan, a mini little sail that you can use to decorate your cakes. So go ahead and unmold them all. If you want to, you can wear gloves if you are afraid of getting fingerprints on them. But because I'm handling them quite carefully and sort of around the sides, nothing is showing. And so if you look at the sail here, the top side is going to give you a glossier finish, and the back side of it, which was against the baking parchment, is going to give you a more matte finish. So it's completely up to you which side you choose to have as your front when you are decorating your cake. I personally really like the top side where it's all shiny, and because we gave our chocolate a good tap on the mat before, that made everything really flat and gives us that really smooth shiny finish. So beautiful and so easy. This is ready to go onto our cake right now. You can prepare your chocolate fans days in advance, keeping them in an airtight container. And when you are ready, you can start applying it onto your cakes, onto your desserts, onto cupcakes. I'm just going to be applying it onto my buttercream cake here. I have just piped some dollops of additional buttercream where I would like to anchor my pieces onto. I just use a piping bag for this. I fill my piping bag with some buttercream. At room temperature, I pipe it on where I feel like it's going to need additional gluing, edible gluing. And so I'm also utilizing some pulled isomalt decorations. We are going to be releasing that tutorial very soon, so check down in the description box. It might say coming soon, or it might have a link there if it's released already. They are very, very cool decorations to include in your cake designs. And so I'm just applying all of my decorations in this cascading fashion, and we are done. Such an easy decoration with really impressive results. If you enjoyed this tutorial, let me know in the comments, and if you've got any questions, leave them in the comment section as well. Thank you so much for joining me in this tutorial. Remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on all the new tutorials headed your way.